kids. Your old pal Krusty's gonna teach you 5 new words.
You're not wrong about that.
From Dallas, Texas, number 55, Brian Waters.
Thank you to my teammates. Thank you to Reliant. Appreciate you guys for being a part of this. What is your exit strategy? Is there an exit strategy for Diggs? You got one?
Yeah, I want to trade him. I think the sooner the better. Did you miss him yesterday? And we'll see against better wide receivers.
Yeah, my hope is that he saw that yesterday and was like, I want to be a part of this. If we're going to try and play more man coverage, if we're going to do some things that maybe are a little bit more conducive to my skill set, maybe there's a little bit different at it. I wonder who he's upset with. I wonder if he's upset with the front office. Is he upset with the coaches? I don't know how you cannot look at your teammates go out there and play yesterday and play hard the way they did. And I know that the Commanders were undermanned at receiver. But, man, every time you hear a defensive player talk, they compliment the offense. How could you not want to be a part of something where the offense that good as a defensive player?
Yeah.
And not, and just sit there and say, no, man, I'm good. I'm good. How about just being a competitor?
Yeah.
Me personally, and I said this in the post game with Eric, I'm not moving on from him. He's one of my better players at cornerback. When he's dialed in and playing, he could be really, really good. And I don't know if just moving on to a guy that now he has to determine if he wants to be here or not. And maybe he's already made that determination.
I just think injuries have made him now an average player, and you paid him to be pretty damn good.
Yeah.
So now it's like it doesn't make sense for the salary cap to have an average corner at that level. So I'm getting Revel off into the 21 window, and I'm seeing how good he is. Maybe we get him in a game, and we have 2 games to evaluate him while we also look at what might be out there in a trade for Diggs.
Yeah. There's just so much. Maybe.
So we got to move on from him at the end of the year anyway. It's a salary cap move.
Yeah, but I'm also, like I said, I think yesterday, I think going forward, you are going to need him. And I say that in a way that I'm not totally sure. It was nice to see Bland make some plays. Matter of fact, they played 9 in the box yesterday, and Bland was kind of the 9th guy down there making tackles. And
he was hitting yesterday.
Being around the ball and stuff. I just like to believe that maybe Diggs could be that guy too. And
not in the box, but a bounce back.
I'm just, like a guy that's like all of a sudden, yeah. Now, I do believe that they played a lot of man coverage yesterday because that is how you beat this quarterback. You make him have to throw the ball. Teams will tell you how do you play Dak? Thus, if someone asked you how would you play coverage against Dak Prescott, what would you say?
Clog and cover.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So there's certain
dropping everybody and hoping 4 can stop the run.
Yeah. There's certain quarterbacks that going into a game, okay, our best chance of slowing this guy down is rushing 3 and just drop 8 and see if we can play that way. But I kind of feel like that they went into that game yesterday, and I don't think it was like, hey, let's do something different. I think they honestly believe that from game to game to game, they're trying to look at this and see what makes these quarterbacks have problems.
And I love that because that suggests we're not married to our scheme. We're looking at the opponent and deciding what's the best way to break them down.
Yeah, I'm one of those guys, and as much as, and I hear what everybody's saying, and I really don't have a great argument against you right now, but I think you're going to need Diggs. I think you're going to need him in one of these games. And like I said, I think he's one of your better corners. But you're right. The health could be a problem. His demeanor could be a problem. The front office could have a problem with him, and the coaching staff could have a problem. If those are all things that we find out, then move on from him. But otherwise, I'm trying.
I mean, his value is in an all-time low right now. So if you traded him and couldn't get anything, maybe the better move is to hang on to him and hope he plays well at some point.
I just want to believe that he saw yesterday and kind of felt like, and maybe we'll learn today about, have we had locker room yet? I don't know if we've.
Yeah, they're in. There's locker room going on right now. And then Shotty's going to talk here soon.
Okay, see, I think they're going to give Diggs a chance to say his side of the story here, what happened. And I'd like to hear his explanation, but I'd also I'd like to know about his demeanor too. If he's not interested in being here, I'm with you guys. Let's get on the horn and move on. But if he's
and there's reasons to be skeptical. I mean, you put me in that locker room for 5 years, I'd be rolling my eyes at some of the things this organization had done.
Sure,
but I think we're trying to change that culture.
Yeah,
and if you don't want to be a part of it, then we could move on.
All right, we had questions about the Zach Ertz touchdown. Zach, Did you look at that?
I did.
What were your thoughts about and what I think they're playing? I think what they're trying to do is it's almost like they're playing a short yardage coverage by they're playing the sticks with everybody lining up on the goal line.
Yeah,
and playing zone that way.
Yeah, and I think that James, maybe to Kenneth Murray, was thinking James was going to slide over with Ertz.
Yeah.
I think that's what was supposed to happen. Because that's why Murray was running with Ertz, then he stops.
Right.
And I think he thinks now, okay, James is going to drift to the left. Instead, both of them stay in the same spot, and Ertz is wide open.
This is what kills me about the linebacker playing coverage, how they go and stand in no man's land half the time. And it's just, you got guys running behind you, running in front of your face. What are you doing? What are you looking at? They just stare at the quarterback and cover nothing.
I initially thought when I first saw the play that James was in spy coverage on Daniels.
Oh, okay.
I initially thought that. And then if you watch the play, Sam Williams is playing like in the middle of the defense.
Yeah.
As a tackle, he drops.
And they did that quite a bit.
It looks like that he's the spy on this one. So what happens was, I don't know why, two things. I don't know why Murray carried Ertz past James, and I don't know why James didn't feel, or maybe Murray should have been like yelling, as this, because you see him carry him past James, and you're thinking like, well, wait a minute, why is everybody's feet on the goal line? Why are we playing? It's like they're guarding the goal line here, and everybody else is kind of picking up guys that are in the end zone. And I just didn't know why that Murray carried him past. He should have been like, yell, hey, your guy, or something, just something to. But the awareness, and I think this is the problem with James. I think when you put him in coverage, you're asking him to do something he really is not very good at.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see a very instinctive player when I watched him in Florida. That was my fear about him. I think he's really athletic and
blitz,
he can tackle. He can go downhill.
Yeah.
But, I don't really want him having to make coverage plays in space.
Yeah, I didn't know what they, because I was worried. I'm like, why is he carrying them if they're all playing across? Why is Murray? And then he he reacts. But like when they
have to have another meeting.
When they start to talk about him, somebody pointing out he made a mistake. Probably. But the thing about it is so interesting is that the fact that how they're playing across and how they just don't. He's like he didn't even pass him to him. He just kind of went with him and then retreated, and then all of a sudden now you got a guy wide open that way. So
maybe Murray should just ran with him.
I don't know. It's a busted coverage. I mean, you could see they're bracketing on the outsides and stuff like that. But Zach Ertz, we talked about this on Wednesday. Zach Ertz is one of the guys that down on the goal line, he's the guy that this quarterback looks for. All right, the Lamb touchdown. I want to talk about that one a little bit. Then this is the one, the bomb play, and you heard Dak and Shotty call this coverage tricky 2. The tricky 2 coverage is like a cover 2 look. And what I want to ask them about something on this, but I think I think this is the way it works. It's Martin, the safety, and Lattimore off the snap. They drop like they're safeties, so they're dropping. So you got a corner dropping on the right side, basically the right hash, and you've got the safety on the other side dropping. So you get the two deep look. That too deep. So it's there again. I guess the tricky part is they take the other safety and they drive him down in the hole, is what they do. So they're trying to prevent like the crossers. Well, what happened was, I think Dak wanted to throw the ball to Pickens when this thing started. It was going to be a vertical shot to Pickens down the left side. But when that safety to Lamb's side, he was on the right side. When that safety went down to the hole, and that's when Pickens went by him and threw the hand. He saw what was happening in coverage. He knew that the other safety on the other side, Martin, couldn't get to him. So he just ran by him. Yeah. And Dak, to his credit, with the protection that they had, he was able to get his eyes back and then throw the ball to the middle of the field. Now that was really close to being a bang play right there, because you do have Lattimore dropping like he's a safety on Pickens' side, but he's going towards the ball. He's going towards the middle, towards the ball. It's just a great job, a great throw by Dak. And he was right afterwards. Dak said he had to he stood on that one to throw it. I mean, you could watch him in the pocket, and it's like coming off the mound throwing a fastball. I mean, he launched
putting everything behind.
He had everything in his body to get that ball to where it needed to be. So great job. But the tricky part of the coverage, like I say, it's a safety exchanging with a corner, I believe, and then you're getting, like I say, CD reading the spacing and seeing, throwing the hand up, Dak reading it, and then getting him the football. So great job by CD with the read. Great job by Dak coming off one and getting to the other. All right, I want to talk about the Pickens bomb that came right off against Lattimore. This was the one that was right before the half.
Gosh, what a ball.
And so this particular play, what was really cool about it was there was a little bit some separation there initially with Lattimore and then also with Pickens. And Pickens comes walking off the line like he's just going to walk, and he's kind of looking to see what Lattimore's going to do, how Lattimore's going to play him, whether it's inside, outside. And he kind of gets a read on Lattimore and what he's going to do, and then he just takes off running. So once he has an idea, like he's trying to like maybe get him by walking, get him to commit a little bit. But once he got him like where he's like, okay, I know what he's going to do, then he takes off to the outside. But man, there's not much separation between these guys at all.
It was good coverage.
There's really not. I mean, Lattimore did a good job of getting back in. Yeah. As Pickens was running, he got back in position and was able to run. And you could see that again, Prescott is looking at Ferguson and Lamb on the other side. So he's trying to kind of keep everybody in place by looking to the right side of the field, knowing that he's got Lamb on the other side on the vertical route. And so that's like it's kind of like they were just the offensive line just passed. It was a stunt coming up front, and they just passed it to man. And so it gave Dak just plenty of time to throw the football, to step into the throw. So the line, the way that Pickens came off the ball, and then where the ball was placed and how it was taken in, and give Pickens a lot of credit. That ball was coming out of the sun, that sun part of the thing. So when he looked up, he was looking back up into the sun to track that ball. He wears a visor, of course, but he did a great job of tracking that ball because there was not a lot of space for them to be to make that catch.
And the ball placement on that.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
I mean,
beautiful.
It's just one more.
My last one here. Prescott and the pressure that he had to deal with, and there's one particular play. There was another out route about 10 yards up the field that went to Pickens in this game, And this was one of the times that Booker he got smoked by Payne. Like Payne rushes to the edge of him, it's kind of like Booker was a little bit slow out of his stance.
Oh yeah.
And all of a sudden now Payne is by him.
Uh-huh.
And like Dak is about to wear a chest full of Payne. Well,
Payne,
the defensive tackle. But just a great job of somehow standing in there, knowing that his guy's right guard got smoked, and he's able to deliver. Pickens runs a route, sells it inside, then breaks it to the outside. Dak, again, another perfect ball to the outside, but with just a guy bearing down on him that way was super impressive with the throw.
Incredible.
That he was. Because Pickens was able to get some separation, and then Dak put the ball right where it needed to be.
That was a third down play?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
I think it was
third
third and
down.
11.
That's so hot.
Yeah.
Dak for MVP it remains the top bet to make in sports right now. I know Mahomes is out there. Mahomes will probably win it, but the odds that you're getting on this, doing it with just okay offensive line play, a lot more people suggesting this might be Dak's MVP campaign.